These are the Pierogi Mittens. Yes, pierogi to wear, not to eat. This Pierogi Mittens pattern is by Zuzanna Pabin, and I found this pattern on Instagram. It is a newer release pattern, and I saw it and thought, I gotta make those. And so I made the first pair about a month ago, and they're a very tiny pair. And I made the second pair just recently because I am gifting these to a friend who has a young daughter who will get the first pair, and my friend will get the second pair. So it's a mother-daughter set. So let me tell you a little bit about these fingerless mittens. They are made with a fingering weight yarn, and they call for a US 1.5 and a US 2.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter and a 3 millimeter, and they call for fingering weight yarn. When I made the first pair and also this second pair, I used Drops Flora yarn by Garn Studio. It's a fingering weight. It's part wool and part alpaca, and that a lighter gray and the blue for the first pair that I made. And for the mama pair, I did in a darker gray with also that blue accent. I followed the pattern according to Zuzanna's instructions. So let me tell you a little bit about the pattern. It starts from the thumb. So I'm just going to put this mitten on so you can see. Actually, this one's a bit too big for me because this is, I think this is the medium size. She has 3 different sizes, and also in the pattern, there's a chart with some measurements so you can measure your hand to make the size that fits you best. They are fingerless, and this is the size medium, and there's also 2 sizes for the thumb, and this second pair I did the thumb with the larger size. The first pair I did the thumb with the smaller size, and actually the size small is a better fit for me. So I'll just put those on to show you the size small. So the construction is you're doing the thumb in a ribbing. That's where you start in the round. The recommendation is for magic loop. I did the thumb in both of these with double pointed needles, and then you continue to work in the round, and you're gradually increasing and moving out towards the edge of your hand. Again, it's all done in the round, and you have these quarter sections for a raglan increase. I added in these stripes. I think the pattern that Zuzanna shows is in a plain beige pattern, which is appropriate for a pierogi. But I'm calling these the sporty pierogi because they've got little turtlenecks, and I put some striping in there. Once you move out to the outer edge of the fingerless mitten, you have some options. So you have an option to do that rippled pierogi edging, as you can see that I've done on both pairs for the mum as well. And I chose to do that edge. You also have the option to do a ribbed edging if you want to match the ribbing that is present in the thumb area. You don't have to fold those thumbs over. You can leave them to be a longer covering for the thumb. And then you cast off, and you are casting off and joining this edge together. So it's a pretty quick, simple knit, a great, unique design. One thing that I will tell you that I did change with the second pair. So you have these raglan increases, and when you're casting off, you cast off to the first increase, you join these, and then you cast off. My only comment to that is make sure that this bottom section where the hand is going to go through is wide enough that you can get your hand in, because it's a pretty tiny area at that bottom, even in the larger ones. So it's fine for up at the top, but you've got to get your hand in at the bottom. So make sure before you seal it off that you check that your hand will go through. What I ended up doing on the second pair is I didn't do that whole quarter section, those two sections coming together. I didn't cast off all of them. I left one of those ripple pieces open, so it gave a wider area to slide your hand through. So that's the only thing that I would say. Make sure you double check that your hand can go through the opening at the bottom. Are there any other comments that I wanted to share with you? I did the pattern exactly as Zuzanna had laid it out. It was really easy instruction to read. I had never done that rippled edge before until I had made these Pierogi Mittens, which I think is really a pretty little edge, which was something new that I had learned. And yeah, I really like that piece. Would I make these again? Oh yeah, absolutely. My mama was born in Odessa, and my family certainly grew up eating pierogi dinners. My mom was an amazing cook. We've all made pierogi, so I can see making these for members of the family. But these two that I've made are for a friend and her daughter, and I think they're going to enjoy them. So if you want to wear pierogi along with eating pierogi, then check out the pattern on Ravelry by Zuzanna. It's a purchase pattern, and she has some samples there for you to check out.